Scrappy friends, it's Paige Evans and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays 2024. I'm so excited to share a new layout with you. It's been a minute since I've done a process video, but I was so inspired by this pattern paper folded strips mini tree that I made last year. Here it is. It says 2013 because I did go back in time and document our Christmas from 2013 because it was the only one missing from my 12 years of December daily album. So here is the page. It is 5 inches square, and I decided to enlarge this same technique to create a full 12 by 12 layout. So I am using my Sugarplum Wishes collection with American Crafts, which came out last Christmas time, and these are all of the scraps that I'm using, all 12 double-sided pattern papers, plus papers from the 6x8 paper pad, and some of the cards that come in the boxed cards, because there are a few patterns in that set which you can't find in the 12 by 12 papers or 6x8 papers. So essentially, I'm cutting 3 by ½ inch paper strips. Okay, so it's 3 inches long, a ½ inch wide, and I'm cutting 3 from both the front and the back side of the double-sided pattern papers. In the end, I ended up with way too many, maybe not way too many, probably like 30 extra. So maybe just cut 2 paper strips instead of 3. Although looking at my tree, I did use some of the more obscure colors like the purples and the blues more than 3 times. So you need to end up with about, actually, let me count how many I used, just a second. So you want to cut about 125 of these pattern paper strips, maybe more, maybe less if you want your tree to be less full, have some more gaps in between, then you don't need as many, or if you want to use even more pattern paper strips, you can cut more. So up to you, but I used about 125 of these pattern paper strips. Again, cut to 3 inches by a ½ inch. And yeah, from both sides of the double-sided pattern papers, but then once you get to the cards and the 6x8 papers, they are single-sided. So you only have to cut 2 or 3 or 4 or more from those ones. Sometimes I focused more on a pattern or a direction. There was a pink striped paper, and one side I was cutting the stripes were going vertical, but I want them horizontal, and that way you can see them better. I mean, you don't have to worry about things like that. You could just cut your paper strips. From paper number 1, which has all of these tags on the A side and a really beautiful floral on the B side, I cut the tags with the patterns that aren't anywhere else in the collection. So that purple sweater knit, this green sweater knit, the red sweater knit, the green snowflakes. There's even a periwinkle purple that let it snow tag down there on the bottom right, and the red stars. So any color or pattern that you can't find throughout the collection, I did cut some strips from those as well. Always the same length and the same dimensions, 3 by a ½ inch. So I've sped this up to like 600%, but I think it took me around 30 to 45 minutes to cut all of these paper strips. And I had a Christmas movie on in the background in real time. It is December 23rd, which my family calls Christmas Adam, because tomorrow is Christmas Eve and then you have Christmas Day. So I watched, what did I watch? Christmas with the Cranks and Muppet Christmas Carol. So I've just got all my favorite Christmas movies on in the background. Okay, so from the cards, the boxed cards, these are the cards that I chose because, once again, these are the patterns that you can't find anywhere else in Sugarplum Wishes. Not the 12 by 12 papers, not the 6x8 papers, not the tags or the little miniature patterns. So I want all the colors, all the patterns, always. That's what this layout is featuring, is lots of pattern papers. Oh, I still haven't cut out the 6x8 papers. So It's good to use your scraps for something like this as well. So from the 12 by 12 pattern papers, I was using only scraps. You'll notice I didn't cut into a full 12 by 12 paper. For the 6 by 8 paper pad, I couldn't find any scraps. I think I must have tossed them or used them somewhere else. So I did grab a full sheet from 17 of the 18 patterns in the paper pad. I used, let's see, 17. I think I already said that. All of them except for the one with the tags printed on it. So the tags were too small on that one to cut 3 by 1/2 inch paper strips, but I did cut them from the full-sized tags, right? So then I got smart and started layering my papers and cutting the strips stacked. So, anything to help make the process go a little bit faster. But I do enjoy the entire process, creating something from nothing, from creating this beautiful tree from all of these paper strips. This is what brings me joy and makes me so happy. Here are all of my pattern paper strips. Let's zoom in. This is my absolute favorite adhesive. It is Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. So add a little line across the top back side of a paper strip and then pinch the ends closed. I'm not creasing the folded edge, although in the end, the tree will get a little smushed, and that's okay. It will retain some of its texture and dimension once you slide it into a page protector, but at this point I'm not creasing those ends. Add liquid glue across the top back. So that's important. The side that you want showing, you want to flip over so it's face down, add liquid glue across the top of the back, and then bring that bottom edge up. Oh, it's magic. Look, they're all done. So again, it took me about a half hour, 45 minutes to pinch all of these paper strips and get all of them folded. I want to create a wintry scene on my background, so I'm using a smooth Robin's Egg Blue cardstock from Recollections, which you can find at Michael's. And then I've got some scratch white textured cardstock and also this silver glitter cardstock from my stash. I have no idea where it came from. Guys, I've been scrapbooking a long time. I think like 26 years or so. So some things I have in my stash that I just get from who knows where. But if you look at scrapbook.com or Amazon, look for glitter silver cardstock, you can totally find it. So I hand cut waves into 2 pieces of white cardstock and 1 of the glitter silver cardstock. Just freehand some waves and then going to layer these down at the bottom of my page for faux hills. Now, why the silver glitter cardstock? Just for fun. Adds a little sparkle and shine, a little something something extra. I'm not sure of the placement yet, so I'm using a roller adhesive instead of liquid glue, but once I am sure, then I'll go back and glue it in place because this roller is definitely very temporary. It's not going to hold it in place forever. So just a little bit of a runner, get it stuck down while I build the folded paper strips tree. So I cut a piece of that gingerbread cookie paper on the pink background, focusing on one of the gingerbread cookies so it's more brown. And this is going to be the stump of my tree. And then for the very top of my tree, I'm using this bright lime green paper strip. And these are going to be on the same vertical line. And then I'm going to work my way from the top down to the bottom. But I wanted those 2 pieces to be aligned so that I have a center reference, something to build on and work my way downward. So you're going to watch me build this tree. I am going to speed it up just for the sake of time, but I will show you the entire process. So if you ever want to pause and make it exactly the same, you can do that. So I am using, once again, temporary adhesive so that I can move things around, nudge them, put them in the exact spot that I want them, and essentially tucking them underneath. So I'm going to start thinner at the top and then work my way down, adding more and more of these folded pattern paper strips to make it a nice and fluffy, beautiful tree. So here we go, speeding it up to, I think I did 600%, but again, it takes about 20 minutes, maybe a half hour to tuck all of these folded pattern paper strips in place and glue them in place temporarily. So my thought process behind this was to create an overall rainbow. So I don't have two of the same pattern papers touching. And from all of the different papers and the cards and the 6x8 paper pad, you have plenty of colors and patterns and options to choose from. So you should have no problem with this technique of not having the same color or pattern next to each other. Now, this is just one version that you could do. There are so many different ways that you could build your tree. You could do a rainbow ombre. Wouldn't that be so beautiful? So start with reds, go down to the pinks. There is orange in this collection, but it's really hard to find solid orange pieces. There's some houses on the winter scene paper and also some trees on that colorful trees paper. But anyway, then you can go to yellow, green, blue. There is some purple in this collection that you could get a lot of purple strips. So a beautiful, now that I think about it, I kind of wish I had done that, a rainbow tree. You could also just do only green. There's a lot of different greens throughout Sugarplum Wishes. So you could do a green tree and maybe do pops of colors here and there for like ornaments. You could also do like a different ombre, so not necessarily in rainbow order, but maybe going from pink to green to red to purple to yellow. So lots of different ways that you could build this tree. It doesn't have to be like this. Change it up, make it your own. There's also a lot of papers that are on white, so don't forget to work the white background papers into the mix as well. But as I was building this, my heart was just so happy. I loved seeing it come together. So you'll notice I'm starting to work my way out, making the tree wider at the bottom. On the miniature tree that I did for my December daily for 2013, I had them more straight, more aligned. So it was one strip and then 3 strips and then 5 strips. But I quickly stopped that technique just because of the gaps, and it's just easier to fill it in this way by having them not on the same plane, the same like horizontal plane. So this is it, right? If there's any little bits that you feel like need to be filled in, just grab another folded paper strip and tuck it right on in. So I am taking a look, seeing where else I need to add a folded paper strip, maybe bringing those ones on the edges out. But this is what it looks like in the end. Now I am creasing or bending up the hills to add some dimension and shadows, and these are the 2 photos that I picked. The one on the bottom is slightly larger, it's 4x6, and then the smaller one is 3x4. And I just printed these at home and trimmed them out so they have a white border, so they have so they're contrasting or popping out from the background. As most Christmas trees do, I'm going to top it with a yellow star from the foam stickers, and then I thought that die cut Naughty or Nice was kind of a fun title. And then I just started adding all kinds of embellishments. On the background, I thought it'd be fun to add a whole bunch of different snowflakes from various SKUs in this collection. So first I added all of the snowflakes from the foam stickers, and now I'm bringing in the snowflakes from the shiny cardstock stickers and trying to space them pretty evenly. So starting with the largest snowflakes first and then bringing in the medium-sized. From the mini puffy stickers, there are also quite a few snowflakes on these, and they come in a lot of different colors. So not just blue, but you've also got your non-traditional purple and pink and yellow snowflakes, and these ones are tiny, so these ones will fill in some of the gaps. There's also a package of floral die cuts with glittery snowflake die cuts. You could find even more snowflakes in the die cuts. Then to continue with the scene, I thought it'd be kind of fun to have some presents underneath. So those are foam stickers, and so 3 foam sticker presents and then 2 mini puffy sticker presents. And then I'm just moving them around. Once I like the placement, then I glue things down. Then I thought to enhance that star at the top, I thought it'd be fun to add a little holly sticker too. So that really just kind of makes not the angel on top, but it helps define that star even more. Now I'm going to add in some cute wintery icons. So a snowman over on the left, a little penguin holding a candy cane on the right. I thought about adding cardstock ornament stickers on the tree, but they felt too busy. I feel like there's already enough happening with the tree, so I just took those off, left it alone. It shines as is. I did add a gingerbread house cardstock sticker, 2 more house mini puffy stickers, an orange bird cardstock sticker, and then over by the title, a little reindeer, but that reindeer doesn't stay. I actually remove him for a journaling spot. And then I filled in even more of the gaps. I should have done this before when I was adding snowflakes, but then I didn't, but now I am. So here's the live version of how I created this layout. So there is a page in the 8-page sticker book with glitter transparency snowflake stickers. So I am nudging some of my other snowflakes around, and that's why I don't add liquid glue until I am sure of the placement, until I'm 100% done, because I need to be able to move things around just in case something exactly like this happens. Not done with snowflakes though. Although these enamel dots aren't snowflakes, they kind of act as snowflakes, and I'm only going to use the blue ones. So there are, I think, 3 different sizes of enamel dots. So I'm using 2 of the different sizes, the medium and the small. These are the tiniest of the embellishments that I'm using as snowflakes. And I think that really finishes it up. And especially since it's almost the same color as the background, it creates more of a texture instead of a really big eye-catching element. For my journaling, I want to use this reindeer journaling spot, also from the 8-page sticker book, but that means this little reindeer is going to have to go, but that's okay. So once again, nudging things around so that I have more of a gap to place this little journaling spot. So if you have more journaling, you could always write it across the bottom. There's quite a bit of white space down there, but this journaling spot is sufficient for my needs. So I am using a green journaling pen to hand draw journaling lines and then writing my little caption on top. I love how these Disney sweaters, all of the colors really complement the colors of the tree. Oh, don't forget to check the nice box. Naughty or nice, my kids are nice. And that, my friends, is the finished page. So I had so much fun making this layout. It was just kind of on a whim. I'm in between projects right now, so I've been wanting to create this paper tree ever since I made the miniature one last year, and here it is. All right, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. I would love to see your version of this folded paper strips Christmas tree. Hope to see you again real soon. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.